Are you a beneficiary? This video is important, of course. The world is full of surprises, but whenever it is possible, things do not need to take you by surprise. In communities across the country, from rural villages to busy city centers, people are whispering the same thing. When are the payments coming? And is there really an increase this time? Nobody wants surprises in a month where every rand counts. And yet, for weeks, the questions have been louder than the answers. Because this year, SASSA isn't just processing payments. They're battling fraud, shutting down fake websites, fixing broken systems, and rolling out new rules meant to protect the very people who depend on them the most. It's created tension, it's created hope, and for many households, it's created a deep fear of being left behind. But today, we're going to unpack everything, slowly, clearly, and truthfully. Not the rumors, not the social media confusion, only verified updates straight from official government and SASSA sources. So if you're watching this because you need certainty, or because you're worried about December's rising costs, or because you want to understand what's really changing, then stay with us. You're exactly where you need to be. And before we go deeper, make sure you subscribe so you never miss an update that could affect your family directly. December has always been a month of school holidays, family gatherings, travel plans, rising food prices, and the constant worry of stretching every rand until January. But for December 2025, the pressure isn't just financial, it's emotional. Because this year, everything is happening at once. New SASSA changes, system upgrades, fraud crackdowns, community outreach, and talk of possible increases. Families want clarity. Parents want stability. Grandmothers caring for grandchildren want to know if the grant will come before the shops fill up. And young people, many relying on the SRD grant to survive, want answers on what the government is doing to protect their money and their data. People are tired of misinformation. They're tired of scam SMSs, fake websites, and false promises. They want the truth, not speculation, not rumors, real updates that come from credible sources, because too many people depend on these grants for food, transport, medical care, and survival. And that's why December 2025 isn't just another payment cycle. It is a moment of accountability, a moment where SASSA must show South Africans that it is cleaning up the system, strengthening security, and bringing essential services directly to the people. If you're finding this helpful so far, remember to subscribe. Your next update might be the one that saves you from losing money or missing an important announcement. Across Mpumalanga, something powerful happened recently, something many South Africans have been begging for. SASSA officials stepped out of their offices and walked straight into the community. At Chochocho Manzini Community Hall, beneficiaries gathered not to complain, but to finally be heard. And for once, the answers didn't come from call centers or social media pages. They came directly from the people responsible for running the system. Mothers, elders, young job seekers, caregivers, they all had questions, real questions. Why was my grant delayed? How do I apply without being scammed? Why are fake websites everywhere? Will December payments come earlier this year? And SASSA didn't hide behind complicated language or excuses. They explained the application process, the verification system, the new security measures, and the steps they're taking to stop fraud. Beneficiaries left the hall not only informed, but empowered. This is exactly what many communities have been asking for: education, transparency, and direct communication. Because people don't want guesses, they want understanding. They want to know how decisions are made and how to protect themselves. And here's the truth. For December 2025, this kind of community engagement is going to matter more than ever. While communities are asking questions on the ground, something even bigger has been happening behind the scenes, something most beneficiaries never get to see. SASSA has quietly been repairing parts of its system that have been weak for years, and December 2025 will be the first real test of whether those fixes actually work. After the verification chaos earlier this year, SASSA finally admitted what many suspected. The SRD system had gaps. Too many people using the same phone numbers, too many vulnerabilities, too many ways for outsiders to touch data that should have been locked away. It took a group of Stellenbosch students exposing weaknesses to force a deeper investigation. But once those flaws were revealed, SASSA moved fast. They launched a complete review of the cyber systems, tightened verification tools, and rebuilt parts of the SRD application platform to block manipulation. For the first time in months, officials are confident that the system is becoming more secure, not perfect yet, but stronger. Why does this matter for December? Because a secure system means fewer delays, fewer errors, and fewer fraudulent approvals that slow down real beneficiaries' payments. Just when beneficiaries thought the biggest challenges were queues and verification delays, another danger appeared, one that far more silent, far more calculated. SASSA revealed something alarming. Over 150 fake websites were created to mimic the official SASSA platform. 70 have already been shut down, but dozens are still floating online, waiting for the next desperate person to click. These scams look real. They use SASSA logos, colors, messages, and sometimes even copy official announcements word for word. The goal? To steal personal information, ID numbers, banking details, and in many cases, to redirect grant money before the rightful beneficiary even knows what happened. SASSA's cybersecurity teams are fighting back, but shutting down each fake website is difficult. The criminals constantly move their servers, change domains, and reopen under new names. It's a digital cat and mouse game. And this is why December 2025 requires caution. Scammers know that December is the month when everyone is expecting money. They know people are stressed, rushing, and easily tricked. One wrong click could cost someone their entire grant. So if you've ever received a suspicious link or message, don't ignore it. Protect yourself, protect your family, and hit subscribe so you stay informed and safe. While SASSA has been fixing technical problems, another challenge has been growing quietly, one that leaders across the country are now speaking openly about: the rise of online gambling among grant beneficiaries and NSFS-funded students. What used to be a small concern has now become a national discussion. The betting industry in South Africa earned 69.3 billion rand in the latest report, a massive 25.7% jump in just 1 year. And most of that growth came from online platforms, not casinos, not betting shops, online, where gambling is quick, private, and dangerously addictive. This is why the CEO of Pick n Pay and other leaders raised a red flag. They've seen customers use grant money on betting instead of groceries. They've seen students spend their NSFS allowances on online bets within the same week their funds arrive. Now the SA Bookmakers Association is in discussions with government authorities exploring ways to block SASSA and NSFS beneficiaries from registering on online betting platforms. It's not about policing people, it's about protecting them from losing the very money meant for food, transport, and survival. This issue affects December 2025 more than any other month, because when grant money is misused, families suffer. With the rise in online gambling and the explosion of scam websites, a new question is shaping national conversations. How do we protect the money meant for South Africa's most vulnerable households? The answer isn't simple and it isn't quick, but for the first time, multiple sectors are working together. Leaders in the gambling industry are exploring an unprecedented step, blocking SASSA and NSFS beneficiaries from registering on online betting platforms. This would involve cross-checking ID numbers with government databases so that anyone receiving a grant or financial aid cannot create gambling accounts. It's still under discussion, but it shows how serious the situation has become. Meanwhile, organizations like Gamblers Anonymous South Africa are urging people to seek help early, reminding them that compulsive gambling is not a failure. It's an illness that grows silently until something breaks. Their message is simple: the sooner you reach out for help, the sooner you take back control. And on the government side, SASSA is tightening digital security, verifying beneficiaries more carefully, and cutting off fraudulent accounts faster than ever before. All of this matters because December is a high-risk month. More spending, more temptation, more scams. If you want your money to stay safe, make sure you subscribe for updates that protect you and your household.
Before December payments can reach millions, there's one crucial step that has caused upheaval across the country: beneficiary verification. Earlier this year, SASSA faced chaos when its system allowed multiple applications with the same phone number, and hackers exploited weak points. The result? Delays, confusion, and frustration for real beneficiaries. SASSA responded with urgency. Systems were upgraded, rules tightened, and staff trained to handle the flood of applications efficiently. For December 2025, every applicant must pass verification before payments are approved. That means IDs, bank details, and personal information are checked against official records, and fraud attempts are flagged immediately. The verification storm isn't just about tech, it's about fairness. SASSA wants to ensure that grants go to the right people, the families depending on every rand for essentials. This is why beneficiaries are encouraged to update the information, monitor the application status, and report any suspicious activity. December 2025 will reveal whether these measures succeed. For millions, the difference between a smooth payment and a delay could mean buying groceries on time or going without. The social relief of distress grant has been a lifeline for millions, especially since the COVID-19 pandemic. But it's no secret that the system nearly collapsed under pressure. In 2024, 2 Stellenbosch students exposed a major vulnerability. The online application system could be manipulated, allowing fraudulent claims to slip through. This revelation sent shockwaves through SASSA and the public. Officials immediately acted. They reworked the application process, limited the number of applicants per phone number, and strengthened data security. At the same time, SASSA shut down dozens of fake websites trying to mimic the official portal. It was a wake-up call, one that showed just how much was at stake when millions rely on digital systems to survive. By December 2025, the SRD grant system is far more secure, but the memory of those past failures serves as a warning. Beneficiaries now need to stay alert, avoid scams, and ensure their personal information is correct. A single mistake can mean a delayed payment or worse, falling victim to fraud. Understanding this context is key because it explains why SASSA is cautious, why verification is strict, and why December's payment process is more secure than ever. After months of anticipation, the December 2025 countdown is officially on. Families across South Africa are preparing, checking budgets, and marking calendars. The excitement isn't just about the money, it's about planning, peace of mind, and being able to navigate the festive season without worry. With all the verification updates, fraud crackdowns, and cyber protections in place, SASSA is now ready to finalize its payment schedule. Beneficiaries can breathe a little easier, knowing their systems are more secure than ever. But December is still a test. The increased volume of applications combined with the holiday rush means vigilance is essential. Any missing information or unresolved fraud issues could delay payments. This is why communities are being encouraged to stay informed, double-check applications, and avoid fake websites or suspicious messages. Your grant is vital, and taking these steps ensures it reaches you safely and on time. The next scenes will reveal not only the official payment dates, but also the exact increases, giving clarity to millions of South Africans. Understanding these changes now helps families plan, budget, and avoid unnecessary stress. So stay tuned because what comes next could determine how smooth your December 2025 really is. And if you haven't yet, subscribe now. This information could make all the difference. SASSA isn't just relying on online systems this December. They're taking services directly to the people. Across the country, community halls, municipal offices, and outreach programs are being used to educate beneficiaries, answer questions, and assist with applications. The session at Chochocho Manzini Community Hall is just one example of this new approach. Why does this matter? Because for too long, beneficiaries were forced to navigate complicated online portals or travel long distances to offices. Many missed out on payments due to delays, misinformation, or even scams. Now, SASSA is bringing support directly to communities. Staff are explaining how verification works, how to avoid fraud, and what changes have been implemented for December 2025. These sessions also focus on financial awareness. Families are being taught how to budget their grants, understand increases, and protect their money from misuse, whether from online scams or gambling. It's a holistic approach that goes beyond just giving money. By taking services directly to people, SASSA hopes to ensure that every beneficiary can access their grant safely, quickly, and with confidence. December 2025 brings more than just payments. It brings questions that affect every household relying on SASSA grants. How much will the increase be? When exactly will payments arrive? And how can beneficiaries ensure their money is not lost to fraud or misuse? The good news is that official updates from SASSA and government sources provide clarity. Grants like the Older Persons Grant, Disability Grant, Child Support Grant, and SRD Grant are set to receive increases that reflect cost of living pressures. Families can now plan meals, school expenses, and holiday budgets with confidence. But financial clarity doesn't stop at knowing the amount. Beneficiaries are being encouraged to review their banking details, update personal information, and track their applications. Those who do are far less likely to experience delays or fraud. December 2025 also highlights an important lesson. Knowing the payment date and amount is only part of the story. Protecting the money, using it wisely, and avoiding unnecessary risks like online gambling or phishing scams are equally critical. After all the anticipation, the moment millions of South Africans have been waiting for is here, the official December 2025 SASSA payment dates. According to the latest government announcements, payments will start Monday 2 December 2025, continuing in a structured schedule to ensure beneficiaries can access their grants safely and efficiently. The schedule is designed to avoid long queues, system overloads, and unnecessary stress. Grants can be collected through bank accounts, ATMs, and select retailers including Pick n Pay, Checkers, ShopRite, and Boxer. This flexibility ensures that even those in remote areas can receive their funds without difficulty. The increases, as confirmed by official SASSA sources, reflect the rising cost of living. For example, the Older Persons Grant rises to 2,320 Rand, the Disability Grant to 2,320 Rand, and the Child Support Grant reaches 560 Rand, with some top-ups also applicable. These changes provide families with real relief, helping them meet essential needs during the festive season. For anyone watching, this is the clarity you've been waiting for: verified, official, and actionable. Plan your finances, check your applications, and stay safe. Now that you know the official December 2025 payment dates and increases, it's time to look ahead. Receiving your grant is just the beginning. The real work is planning, protecting, and using that money wisely to get through the month and beyond. SASSA has shown that it's improving systems, shutting down scams, and bringing services directly to the people. But beneficiaries also have responsibilities. Double-check your application, monitor your bank account, avoid suspicious websites, and stay away from online gambling, especially when relying on grant money. Protecting your funds ensures they serve their intended purpose: feeding your family, paying bills, and preparing for the new year. The SRD extension to March 2027 means there is more time to benefit, but December 2025 is a critical checkpoint. Use this opportunity to understand the system, educate yourself on your rights, and stay informed. Community programs, official websites, and verified updates will continue to guide you. Finally, this roadmap isn't just about money. It's about security, awareness, and empowerment. Make smart choices, plan ahead, and share this knowledge with family and friends. If you found this guide helpful and want to stay updated with every critical change, subscribe now and secure your December 2025 and beyond. Till next time, bye.